Hello everyone. I know the last time I said that you would never see me again. Here I am again. And I also forgot to tell you my name last time. So my name is Quinn. I am becoming the kind of person that went to New York once and now I just can't shut up about it. The only thing I did in New York was actually visiting bookstores. Like that's how I plan my days. Like where do I eat? And then around the place that I eat, what bookstores can I visit? And I visited 8 bookstores, and if you see me looking down, it's because I have written down a list because I'm a Capricorn and I thrive on order and discipline. Today I am going to rank, or well, just introduce all of the New York bookstores that I visited so that you know which one to go. Obviously this is not a very extensive list because I didn't really have time, and I also bought some books when I was in New York. So there's going to be a haul coming up. I am only introducing the independent bookstores instead of like Barnes and Noble because I'm not very excited about Barnes and Noble, you know, like it's a big chain. You know, local economy. The first bookstore that I'm going to introduce is in the Upper East Side to Midtown area, and it's called Albertine, but it's around the Central Park area, so if you actually go up there, you know, chilling in the park, you can visit it. So it's a French bookstore. All of the books in there are written by French authors. A lot of them are in French. They have a small selections of books that was translated into English, but it's not very extensive. So I think if you're interested in buying books that are in French, this is the store for you. The building looks very fancy, like very French, and the interior is very pretty. Upstairs they have a reading room that looks just like kudos to the French, you know, they know what they're doing. And then if you go down to the Union Square Park, it used to be, my friend said it used to be much bigger. Now it's smaller. I was at the Union Square Market, like the farmers market, so it was very convenient to go to Strand after my farmers market visit. And when I was there were so many people. I feel like it's a very kind of touristy kind of place. So if you want something like chill, maybe it's not the place for you. But they have a very extensive collection of books. So there are carts outside of just like used books, and then inside there's just like more books, and a lot of them are new release and releases that I didn't see anywhere. Like I have never seen in my local bookstores in Philly. If you want an extensive collection of books to choose from, Strand is the place for you. It's very crowded and just kind of overwhelming because there were so many people. But I think they do a good job of like, they have different tables and different section where they have like new releases like romance, and like obviously they have like the book talk stand. But yeah, highly recommend. I liked it, but not like my absolute favorite. If you go down to the lower Manhattan Soho area, there are 3 places that I wanted to visit. I only ended up visiting 2 of them. So the first one is Housing Works bookstore, the one that showed up in Taylor Swift All Too Well short film. Like all of the books are donated, and the profits generated from your purchases will be also donated to charity. So I like what they're doing there, and the bookstore looks beautiful. It was giving like old school, very cozy library. They have a lot of children YA and like non-fiction books, like in history or economics or business, but the types of book that I usually read are literary fiction, They don't have a very extensive collection of them because, you know, it's donated. It's depending on what was donated. But they do have a little cafe where they have baked goods and like, you know, cafes and tea, and you can sit there and enjoy a book or talk with your friends. But you wouldn't be able to work there because they have a no laptop policy, so you can't use your laptop while you're hanging in the cafe. I think it's a nice place to visit. Is you know, your purchases would be for a good cause, so that's a great bookstore to visit, and also Taylor Swift, you know. And then very close by, Mcnally Jackson Books. So it's an independent bookstore. They have 4 locations, and one of them is in Soho, the one on Prince Street, and it's only like about 1 minute from Housing Works bookstore. So on the day that I visited Housing Works, I also went to Mcnally Jackson. They do have a very good collection of books, and I like the way they section their stores. And Soho is a hip area too. Like, there's a lot of places to eat and a lot of things, a lot of places for you to visit. So if you happen to be in the area, which is very likely if you're visiting in New York, Mcnally Jackson, the Soho location is a good place to visit. There's one more bookstore in like the Soho lower Manhattan area that I wanted to visit. It's this Codex, but I didn't have time to. But maybe if I come back to New York, which is very likely because I kind of fell in love with the city a little, and I kind of fell in love with my friends in New York a little. I stayed in Bushwick, but I didn't have time to look around. I just spent most of my time in Manhattan because I'm a tourist. I really like Williamsburg, I think. My camera got cut off, so we're doing this again. I visited Spoonbill and Sugartown. It's very cozy and it's not too crowded, and the area is nice too. I find that one of the nicest thing about this bookstore is that they have a collection of photography and art books, specifically from local artists, and also they also have artwork of like local New York artists as well, so that's great if you're interested in exploring the art scene in New York. But they also have a quite extensive collection of both used and new books as well. I noticed in the bookstore in Williamsburg, the kind of people that visit these bookstores are similar to me in a way that, like, we always have a tote bag and then we have a latte. Another bookstore that is close by is Mcnally Jackson Books. So this is their Williamsburg location. This is my second favorite bookstore in New York. I know I was thinking like I would not rank them because I love all of the bookstores, but you know, we always have favorites. So Mcnally Jackson's, this place has, I feel like it's a little bit more spacious, and there are fewer people as well. They also have a small like bakery cafe area where you can purchase baked goods as well, so that's nice. Like the number one is a kind of like a hidden gem. It's a place in Chinatown, like in the lower Manhattan area. It's called You and Me Books. So it's a quite small indie bookstore. I noticed that they features mostly like BIPOC and queer authors, and they have a cafe and tea area where you can purchase coffee as well. They also have like small reading nooks, a couple of them, and like a reading room at the back, so you can spend some time enjoying your tea or coffee and a book there. I feel like I belong there, you know. Now you know which one to visit. There are a lot more in other areas that I didn't get to visit, and maybe when I come back, maybe I'll do a part 2. But that's everything. Thank you. You will see me again.